Welcome to Franchise Empires.
What you said a few times now that I think is also very important is the expectations you set for incoming franchisees. That's not talked about enough because, I used to work for a franchise development company and, we got to a point where we were working with some brokers, but I actually think this goes for brokers and for franchise sales orgs. So just something really for franchisors to really think hard about if they're going to partner with a broker and or a FSO, right, is, the saying that we developed at our FSO was like, brokers sell the dream and then the franchisors inherit the nightmare. Because like the expectations, we were just realizing that sometimes they were not set up right. They were coming in with these big, audacious dreams of what their life was going to be like operating the franchise. And then the franchisor had to deal with that when reality didn't match up with it. So it sounds like you guys do a really good job of aligning those expectations, which, you talked about 5% of franchises don't get over 100 locations. Selling them and awarding them is one thing, but you guys are actually getting them open. So I'd imagine that expectation alignment is a big part of it.
Well, your quote's probably better than the one that what I was told, and that is that the FSOs make get help having all the fun making the babies, and the franchisors have to take care of the babies. And I thought, well, that's probably the way to look at it. But there's good brokers and there's good FSOs, and everyone might have the right
for sure,
or might have the options. But what I can tell you for us is that the development is built like an FSO, but under the same umbrella in the same building as our brands, as well as all the shared services. So if a franchise developer says something wrong or brings somebody on with the right expectations, the brand president can walk right over into that office and be like, what the heck what happened here? Or vice versa. If they bring a person on that's not getting the support that has been promised to them, that's been approved through the presentations, they can walk right over to the brand president and be like, what's happening here? There's a level of accountability between development and operations, which is always a back and forth battle, obviously, with any company. But then you mix the shared services with it. If the call center is not working well enough, the brand suffers and the brand walks over to the shared services. Or if the shared services aren't getting good validation, the developers walk over. So there's like this back and forth accountability with our company that's unusual. And I'll tell you that has created over the last few years, it's created really good expectations where, at Discovery, I tell people this will be the hardest thing that you have ever done in your entire life. But outside of having children, I can tell you that there is nothing I've ever experienced personally that's more rewarding in growing and owning your own business. And Joshua says, if you work harder than you've ever worked, you're going to have more success than you've ever had when you own your own business. So I really do believe that's true.